Another day, another here we go. Welcome back to another video. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are today. Stephen here, live talking about another signing. I never saw this coming. Obviously, yesterday we were linked to Sverre Halseth Nypan, 18-year-old Norwegian wonder kid. And it looks like it's got done today. Yeah, I'm repping the new shirt as well, by the way. I can justify it as a business expense because I work in football, yay! And I like football kits, and yeah, it's decent. I'll do a full review tomorrow, by the way. It's got an interesting style. It's gone for a sort of like, it looks like this looks like a, you know when you try and print a t-shirt and it's low quality and it blows up and it looks a bit blurry and pixelated. It's obviously intentional, but I can't shake the fact that it looks like it's faded and all that kind of stuff. So it's obviously how it's meant to be, but it's, yeah, I'll do a full review tomorrow, but from a distance I think it looks pretty nice, you know. I quite like it anyway. I think it's I really like the sash and all that kind of stuff. It's got like a hand-drawn effect going on with the Poznan pattern in the background. Yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, it looks a bit more blown up. Something you'd wear to bed, maybe. Yeah, but I'm a football shirt guy. I just like football shirts. And my plan always is I've got a sentimental reason now to collect them. I can't wait to see Ruben or Cassian wear them one day. So there we go. So that's the thing. That's why I'm excited, because I get these football shirts. I wear them for work, in inverted commas. And then they become a gift for my children one day when they grow up. So it's just, I just like football shirts. I think they're a time capsule, and I can't wait to see my lads wear them one day. So yeah, I'll do a review tomorrow of this. It is the Club World Cup shirt. It's the away kit for the Club World Cup, and of course, where's it gone? I haven't got the home kit on me. But the home kit, of course, you'll see. And then the orange one was one for Edison in goal. But less about that. We'll talk about that later on, probably tomorrow. We're getting another Wonder Kid, guys. We are. How you all doing? By the way, please give the video a like. Please subscribe. I hope you're enjoying all the content at the moment on the channel. I've done loads. I generally thought we were in for a quiet day or two, but there's no rest for the wicked. There really isn't. And it looks like we've got our next potential superstar through. I'll go over to the news that broke earlier from David Ornstein. I'll actually find the article. It's a bit easier. Mr. Ornstein there. Cheers for the follow, fella. Obviously, James Smith going to Everton as well. Scouting and recruitment. It says Man City reached agreement. I'll go to the article actually because I haven't subscribed to Athletic. City have reached agreement with Rosenborg to sign 18-year-old midfielder Sverre Nypan. A fee of $12.5 million has been agreed with no further contingencies or sell-on clauses. Pretty decent value that. Personal terms still need to be finalised with a proposed contract until 2030 on the table. Subject to completion, Nipan is expected to go out on a season-long loan to continue his development. City were not amongst his suitors in January when a number of other teams from around Europe pursued the Norway Youth International. He was wanted by Arsenal, Villa and Girona, also part of the City Football Group umbrella, but they became resigned to losing out. Nipan joined Rosenborg in January 2022 and made 70 first-team appearances for the side. 70, by the way. He's 18 years old, scoring 14 goals and providing 11 assists during that time. He started the friendly against United in July 24. He's been deployed in a number of positions, including as a defensive midfielder, central midfielder, attacking midfielder, and as a centre forward. Under 15 to under 21 level for Norway as well. So there we go, man. We've got another wonderful young talent coming to Manchester City, and your man Fabrizio also dropped the here we go. Let's see if it there we go. I'll find it for you, the actual post from Fabrizio. Where is it? That I definitely didn't take the thumbnail from. Where's it gone? There we go. Here we go. Sverre Nypan to Man City. Plan presented in January, deal now for €50 million. Agreement reached the 18-year-old. Understand Nipan's now like to go out on loan. So there we go. He also said, what did he say about something else earlier? We'll leave City on loan right after joining the club. It was always part of the plan. Girona, not the only destination, be considered together with the players' camp. So yeah, potential to go somewhere. It's a loan, and I understand entirely the cynicism around this. I am really excited for this guy. Now, I did a video on the channel. Let me just go and find it. You might remember this. I did a video during the international break back in April, wasn't it? I think it was. Where's it gone? And midfield targets. And one of them was Reinders. I did 8 signings to fix Manchester City's midfield.
If you think about his attributes,
one of them was Carlos Balaba. One of them was Vert. You know, 2 of them. He's gone. Alex Bayana was one of them. Tijani Reinders was gone. Got one of these guys already, so I'm happy about that. Sverre Halseth Nypan was one of them as well. Xavi Simons was one of them. Where's the other guy? Adam Wharton. and Ryan Shirky. City watched this video and they're going to sign 3 of them. Cheers, Viana, for watching my videos, lads. 3 out of the 8. That's not bad, is it? They've obviously taken my advice there. I'm joking. These are very obvious names that were linked at the time. But I have listed 3 of them, and I have been cooking. And they're going to sign like them. It's not bad. We're also in for Verts for what it's worth as well. So, you know, like, it's genuinely, who else are we? We were never in for Balaba, you know, the money was too much there. But we're in for half of them. It's not bad. I did, to be honest, I didn't actually realise it was that many until I started doing this link about the video. I thought it was 2. I just remember Shirky was on there too. So I'll take that. 2 months ago, I called that. But either way, the reason I was going back to this is that I had Sverre Halseth Nypan on there because I remember City being linked to. Look at that thumbnail there. Give myself a bit more credit there. There we go. A better facial expression. Come on, Stephen. You're capable. No, I look like I've just had a good time there. No, bad time there. Tired time there, which is my everyday. I don't do normal facial expressions. I'm a very expressive person. There we go. There's a plain facial expression. That'll do for you. I'll leave that on there. But I did call that. Simons was on the option as well. So, yeah. And Wharton as well, Balaba. I mean, they were pretty obvious names, to be honest. But a couple weren't, you know. Is it... So, how is it pronounced, Jean Cartier? I mean, Nipan, surely, is quite, like... Sverre? Is it Sverre? Sverre? Sverre Halseth. Surely Halseth is just Halseth. Is it Nipan? Is it Nipan? Is one of the levels too high? Sorry, guys. Let me just sort the audio out. Is it a bit peaky? 1, 2. Where is it? 1, 2. A bit peaky. A little bit lower. There we go. Is that a bit better? That should be a bit better if it is. Should be a commission exactly. Moving like career mode. Just everyone's taking the videos. So what was I going to say? So basically, yeah, we've got Sverre Halseth Nypan. So I wanted to prove that I knew who this guy was because, of course, we were linked to him, and I did a little bit of research afterwards. And what I found was a really, really exciting player, an incredibly exciting player, like Nipan. Is it Nipan? Okay, Nipan. There you go, Sverre Nipan. Is that better, the levels wise? I just dropped it a dB or 2, so there you go, mate. Let's go. I found this thread here, which, you know, look, I'll read a thread from Scouted Football. I'll give it a research anyway, a retweet as well, just to, you know, give it a little bit of love and all that kind of stuff. He's the chosen one, apparently. I'll read this thread because it gives you a lot of an insight. So a lot had been expected of Nipan from an early age. He was playing against fully grown men for Rosenborg's B team as a 14-year-old, becoming one of the youngest in the UEFA Youth League debutants. Swiftly followed by senior recognition, Elite Syrian Norwegian League debut at 15 years old. First season full with a 2023 breakup campaign in 2024. Over 60 games before turning 18. That was in January. The first thing that strikes you is how big he is. Yeah, he's big. He's not gangly freaking nature, but he's a very solid size. He looks like Reinder's actually. Reinder's size, I would say. He was only 18, of course, at the time of this article. He's still 18 now, to be fair. And he is deceptively quick and generally mobile too, I agree. So why are Euros clubs after him? A lot of high-level football at a young age. I agree with that. It's a good tell. 100%. There is no better validation for a player's ability than their ability to impact a game. Nipan, why is in syringe? I don't understand that, mate. That makes no... Well, syringe is how we pronounce it here. I don't know how that would make sense. So what's a Nipan? Why is in syringe? I don't even know what the Y sound is in syringe. Syringe. Like, by the way, you can't put NYP #an as in I know how to pronounce it. You've got to do it phonetically, mate. Nipan? Is it Nipan? I don't know. I'm trying. It's Nipan. I don't get the wires and syringe thing, mate. That makes no sense to me. Unless it makes sense to you in your tongue, but it doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, back to this thread. Yeah, I agree. Largely, if you can play against young players, older players at a young age, and Nipan. You're all confusing. No idea. You have no idea how confusing it is when everyone says totally different things. Yeah, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. I'm sure we'll hear it eventually. He's a dynamic midfielder that can travel between the boxes, slip past pressure, and facilitate attack. He's a bit of a do-it-aller. Essentially, a complete midfielder is what you would call it. this is his data against under 21s, against 121 Allsvenskan and Elite Series. The Norwegian, Swedish midfielders for running both in distance and intensity. He ranks at the average for the former, but is well above the median for the speed of that running. In basic terms, he runs about the same as most, but runs harder than most, as you can see there. So he's like, okay, I get that, mate. There we go. Go back to here. As you can see there, he's right at the elite level in terms of running further. About the same pace, though, but he runs a lot. He runs a lot, which is good, which is what you want for, obviously, a young lad as well. And don't forget, his lungs are developing. This graph supports that idea, showing that Nipan runs, I'm going to call him just Sverre, runs at about 1.1 kilometers a game. 12% of his total distance covered is at high intensity. 12th of 121 midfielders across Norway and Sweden in that metric. Very impressive for the young man. He's one of the faster midfielders in terms of peak speed in Scandinavia as well. He's just fast and he looks it. A good turn of pace, gets to the boxes really well. But peak speed, if apparently according to this graph, is only part of the picture when it comes to players' athletic profile. It's about short area quickness, bursting to breakaway, or getting back goal side. I agree with that. In the modern era, it's not even about being the fastest, it's about getting away quick. Acceleration is everything. And this is his acceleration based off, what are the metrics? Explosive, I don't know what that means. Explosive accelerations to sprints and explosive accelerations to high-speed runs. I have no idea, but either way, he's in the top corner somewhere there. Top corner is always good. Very talented, but you're all saying different things. You're all still trying to do different, like, you're trying to tell me how to pronounce it. Nipan, according to the map. He's fast. Boy can run. He's the fastest kid alive. To quote, what was it? I've forgotten the film. What is it called? Superbad. Midfield, yeah, basically, his off-ball movement is one of the biggest aspects of Nipan's game and directly ties into his athletic capabilities. Shows that he ranks comfortably above average for frequency, danger, production of his off-ball runs. He makes a lot of runs. A lot of those runs are dangerous, and they result in shots and goals for his team. That's good. That's good news. Midfielders that can run will always carry high value. I agree. Yeah, he can run. Basically, he's got Bernardo Silva-esque level of running ability, which is wonderful and very, very, very useful. And obviously he's only 18, so he'll get better and better on that as he gets older. 90th percentile for runs ahead of the ball, because it means basically cross receiver runs, which highlights his ability to get into the box and score goals. He obviously can do that as well. He's especially good at progressing play through the middle, an example of a developing midfielder archetype. He does it with nifty dribbles to slip tackles, clever positioning to find angles, quick 1-2s, plus non-stop selfless runs ahead of the ball, and the data backs it up. Comes alive in the second phase of possession by sliding around to move sequences on, creating angles. Yeah, he's good at the whole angle thing in terms of he can go either way. Essentially, he's two-footed, which means he can dart to the left or the right, and it's good. And he can run, he's two-footed, he can dart past people, he's unselfish, he lets people run past him, he gets into the box and scores a goal. It's really exciting. And basically, almost every top 5 league club would love to get him. Like Arsenal were after him, United are after him, Aston Villa wanted him, Girona wanted him. That's all that we know. There's probably loads more, that we don't know about. But he looks like an elite level prospect, and I was reading him about it as well. Basically, he's been lined up in the left of a midfield three for Rosenborg. The current manager favouring a 4-3-3 system that allows him to express himself. Versatile enough to operate as a deep line playmaker in a box-to-box role as a winger or trust attacking midfielder. Basically, he looks really talented, man. I was watching some clips of him, and look, I'll go to my own words now, because as much as I like reading these stats, I watched this player, and when I was watching it, I was immediately struck by his confidence. To me, you always look at a player and you see how, and it doesn't matter, by the way, if it's just the Norwegian League. That's in inverted commas, just the Norwegian League. Look, it's a professional league against professional footballers. I've seen Manchester City's talents who have won everything at under 18s level go on loan to Belgium and barely get a minute of football, or go on loan to the second tier of Dutch football and barely get a minute, because suddenly playing against men who are stronger than you, bigger than you, and more experienced, and probably aren't millionaires actually. They're well paid, pretty well paid, but they are going to kick you. They're smarter than you, they are older than you, and I've seen them struggle. I have. So we can play down the Norwegian League, but let's be honest, Norway's a little bit of a hotbed of talent right now. If you think about all the players breaking through, they've got lots of quality. They're going to qualify for the World Cup with Haaland and Odegaard and Nusa and Oscar Bob and so on. And they've got a lot of very, very gifted footballers coming out. They've sort of followed Denmark with that. That sort of how Denmark have had a lot of really hard runners, but Norway are adding that now, hard runners, but also physically impressive, technically excellent footballers. They've got a bit of a golden generation going on, and I'm expecting, that to carry on from Norway. And this guy seems to be one of the leading lights there. And what struck me once again was his confidence. Looking at some of the clips I saw, he must have been 16, 17 years old playing against, adults in big stadiums and all that kind of stuff. And then obviously not 50,000 people, but, a good crowd. And the way he steps past people with shimmies that way or that way to create a little bit of space, the way he dribbles is Iniesta-esque. And I know, and obviously he's not Iniesta level, of course, but the technical ability, like Iniesta wasn't a step over guy. He just used his body with a shift one way, shifted his way, 2-footed, and just turned past people. And I really, really admire players that can do that. They can just use their body position to go past someone with a smart burst of pace. And what I've seen like clips of him curling it in the far corner of his right foot. He's normally left-footed, I think. I am a baller, it's true, Osman. I'm a wonderful footballer. I was actually alright footballer. I say alright because I'm nearly 40, so like no one, I'm not a footballer anymore. I was decent though, I could kick a ball. It's funny because all these people go online when I comment, you could tell this guy's never kicked a ball in his life before. I always think it's funny that you see it all the time on Twitter, don't you? Like, I'm definitely a better musician than him, almost certainly. Watch Nipan be like the next Mozart or something. But basically, you always see that line, don't you, when people disagree with your opinion. You can tell this guy's never kicked a ball before. As if all of us just didn't play football all the time as kids. As if anyone in this country didn't play football all the time as kids. As if we all didn't play Sunday League or whatever. But yeah, anyway. Of course I played football all the bloody time. I was a child obsessed with the sport. Couldn't play an E minor. As your E minor chord. That's it. That was E minor, what I've just said then as well. Absolutely was an E minor chord. Someone go and pitch tune that. So this guy, anyway, back to it. Like he's left-footed, left-footed. But I've seen him whip it in from 15, 20 yards with his right foot into the far corner. I've seen him dart past people and play a little reverse free ball for the winger to overlap and get onto. I've seen him kick the ball from centre backs, drive past people, slow it down, turn back and pick out a pass to the right wing or left wing. I've seen a guy who looks incredibly confident using his body, he uses his arms as well to push people off the ball and create a little bit of space. I'm very excited for this fella. I really am. He looks very, very intelligent. He looks like he's got an awful lot of ability, and you can see why people, have been fighting to get him. I'm just looking for some more notes that I found on the computer from back in January. I had some notes when I did that video. Not January, it was like April, March, wasn't it? But you can see why people are excited for him. A very tidy footballer. Pedri-esque. He's one of those things where he's got like a lot of time and space around him. And look, in terms of his future, where he'll go, I don't know if he'll make it at the highest level, but what I do know is he, at £12 million, is a very much worth the risk. And he's come to City. We've obviously sold him as something. Hugo Viana's obviously had a word and impressed him. And, we've got our another talented young player. And when you start to look at the collection we've got, Kusanov was, 2021? And we got Savino's 21 years old. Doku's 22, Bobby nearly 23. Of course, we've signed, Shirky's 21. I've forgotten all the signings. Ait-Nouri 23, Ryan is 26. We've got younger ones than that as well. Echeverry, who's 20. Then you've got Vitor Reis, who's 19 years old. We're starting to sign all these players, and not all of them will make it, of course, but eventually one or two of them will, and they'll be £100 million players. Like I really feel like what City are doing right now is building a collection. Juma Bar as well, obviously a collection of young players that could set City up for the future, and this is very encouraging as a tactic. Look, the loan is obviously crucial. If Nipan can go on loan somewhere and play regular football at a good level, he might be ready to return in a year from now and play as part of a team and learn as more of the unks go, so to speak. Maybe Kovacic moves on, and at that point Nico Gonzalez and Rodri and everyone else is settled as look. Imagine this as let me go and build do my thing where I build a team, which I like to do. You guys know I like to get If I go over here and I'll go over here, like, it defaults to red and it always drives me mad. Every single time I do it, I'm like, put it as blue, you. Anyway, so when you think about midfielder options currently, so currently we've got like Rodri and Nico, G. Then we've got bernardo, KDB's just left. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm going to presume Bernardo, Gundogan and Kovacic all go within the next year, right? Is that agreed? Within the next year. So if one of them goes now, the other two will go. So that would leave, on our current options, Rodri, Nico, G. It would leave Shirky, Reinders. Who else would it leave? I've missed people, almost certainly. You got Foden here as well, potentially, as a number 10. You've got... why is my head gone? I've just literally blanked. You've got Nico O'Reilly as well. I'm going to put Tej and no O'Reilly. And then you've got basically... That's sort of it in terms of current midfielders in the squad. So you can totally imagine add into this... this fella here, as a future option. So when, Kovacic and Ronaldo and everyone have gone, maybe in a year from now, you've got obviously Rodri and Tijana and Nico, O'Reilly and Gonzalez have already settled at this point, and we need one more young midfield to come. Echeverri too, of course, yeah, if he makes it. Echeverri can play in the forward line, but you can totally imagine how he would fit in potentially. So... Yeah, I mean, he would be there, of course, as well. But I just put Nico O'Reilly there. But these are the midfielders, aren't they, I've just I've not played this formation. It's just, I put them on the screen if that makes as opposed to a formation. So I can totally imagine a year how he'd be ready to step into this system, because we're going to need the numbers if all these players are going. And look, they might not all do it. It might be that he gets sold for a small profit or something like that. He becomes a first team regular somewhere, doesn't quite make it. It could also be that Mikasa or someone like that breaks through. David Mikasa, who's a quality footballer. Echeverri maybe has a great loan to Lyon, or maybe Nipan has a loan to Lyon. Someone's going to go there, by the way. I think it'll be one of those two. And then they come back and they're involved. So I understand the logic behind this. Look, it's £12 million now. It's not a lot of money, but he could be worth double that as a profit, or he could be, you might do well at, like, I don't know, a French side, and City think he's not quite ready yet, but they sell him for 30 million to Dortmund, and then still a profit, and it comes wonderful for them probably. But either way, we make a profit on him, or he makes it. He comes back like next season and he's a squad player. And before we know it, Rodri's moving on in 2 years from now or something like that. 2-3 years because he's getting older. And Nipan comes in and, he becomes a regular for us, which is very possible. So, look, I like it, man. I like this long-term planning. Tom saying with the super chat... saying, does he ever make it here, or is it a profit to sell? Well, I think I've answered your question there, mate, to be honest. Thank you so much, Tom, with the super chat. It's massively appreciated. I think City intend to. I think Hugo Viana's plan, you've got to presume it's different than what it was. With the money going around in football right now, I think Hugo Viana wants to park these young players with more of a chance to make it to Manchester City's first team. I think Savinho, coming from Girona, obviously it's part of the City football group and not directly linked. I think he is a bit of a trailblazer on that front. And I think Echeverri and people like that. Peroni's not quite worked, but made us a big profit there as well. I think either way we make a profit or we come back, and I think the plan is that we'd have to spend £50-70 million on these next two players, and in fact we can get them for £12 million, use our extensive connections and bring them back in a year or two when they're ready, get them at a mid-light level European club who plays Europa League football or conference football, or even just start in regular league and then hopefully they come back. I think it's very possible. So Tom, yeah, I think both either, mate. I think he could make it. I think things are going to change and we'll see. So only 11 million exactly for major upside potential. I agree, Diaz in the chat. Where have you mentioned Bersan Salina from? I mean, that was a throwback. Yeah, Bersan Salina. I went for dinner with his dad once. True story. His dad invited me to dinner once in Manchester. Went to Ben Brasilia and we had a real chat because he used to chat all the time online when someone was playing for the academy. True story. He went to Swansea. He's gone to Swansea now. Or is it now he's at Swansea? Oh, you're just randomly bringing him up? Rodri will do 10 years here. What, 10 years from now? No, I'm on about his overall ability slowing down potentially. Like when did Rodri sign for Man City? You might do 10 years, but you might start to slow down. You might be planning for him. Look, Rodri signed for Man City in, 2020 or 2019? You think he's going to go to 2029? Yeah, he could play to 2029. Absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't mean he'll leave, though, but he might be more... Depends how his body holds up after that, but I think City will start to... God, it's 2019. He's been here for 6 years, Rodri. That's mental. To be fair, Rodri could be playing until he's 37, 38 years old. He could be the Modric type, couldn't he? Because he's going to age... I agree, actually. I agree that he's going to be, with his ability, a deep-lying playmaker, that he's physically big. He's never been the fastest anyway, Rodri, but he's always been the smartest. So I agree, he could be absolutely fine. But the point I'm making is, anyway, when Rodri gets to 32, 33 years old, you start to plan for succession, don't you? You just do. And you don't know if Nico or Reinders or whoever is going to fully make it at that point. You do, but you don't know where they're going to be out 2-3 years from now. So you plan for it. And, you're going to need options. And Sverre Halseth Nypan coming in could be great. So I like this. I like this move. I think it's going to be really smart. Yeah, it should be fun, man. It should be fun. I think he's a really exciting player. Diaz asking how I'm finding the kit so far. Look, the kit looks nice, but the actual style of it up in person. Look, I got it because I talk City on videos. It makes sense for me to get it, and I'll give it to my son one day. But it's a weird effect where it looks almost like cheap up close. It looks like it's been poorly printed, but that's obviously the plan. It looks like the ink's running out on a printer, but it's obviously like that's the intention. It's a really weird effect, but either way, I still sort of like the overall design of it. But I don't think it's a classic because I feel like it actually could have just been crisper. Like, it looks like it's meant to be faded, like the pen's running out, and it's someone's... Have you ever made something like on a cup or something like that, or a t-shirt where it's a low-quality image and you blow it up and it just looks pixelated and blurry? It looks like that. It really does. But it's obviously intentional. And then the clash of obviously everything else being crisp makes it look intentional. But it's a weird effect. But I still think it looks decent on me, I'm a kit. I like kits in general, so there you go. They have to do something weird, don't they, AJ? I mean, just literally have that as a full block of colour without the fading and have that. Because this is a hand-drawn pattern, but it looks like someone's got a pencil out and drawn fans celebrating the Poznan. He doesn't need to have this off to, this weird pattern, but this weird, like, it looks like someone's got a red felt tip pen and just coloured it on and then it's been washed. That's what it looks like, actually. A t-shirt that's been printed poorly, but then been washed and the ink started to go. It's an interesting effect, but I like it anyway. And one day Ruben will wear it, and I'll be very happy about that. Guys, I'm gonna leave it there. We need to go and help the family into tired. Help the family, and Ruben had a nap that ended at 5 o'clock, which means he's going to be up till 9 o'clock. So great stuff. Love you all loads. In a bit, we've got Sverre Halseth Nypan, whatever it's called. It looks very exciting, and I can't wait to see how he develops. And I can't wait to see where his loan takes him. And of course, we'll follow him on the channel. Check out the video I did yesterday with Alex Barker from The Athletic on everything you need to know. It's really good, and all the other stuff around the signings. And I'll be back tomorrow with more content. Never-ending content. Like the video, subscribe. Bye-bye.